This is the future.
So let's discuss the Hystrix Prime. This is the Prime version of the Hystrix quill gun, sporting increased damage, critical chance, status chance, and marginally faster reload speed. The special feature of this pistol is that when using the alternate fire button, it will cycle between the 4 quill types, each quill characterized by the 4 main elements: toxin, heat, electricity, and cold. The selected quill will proc the element of its name. For example, the poison quill will deal 36.1 base physical damage and proc toxin. Take note that the Hystrix by default does not deal any elemental damage, only elemental procs. Also, quill elements are not affected by elemental mods of different elements. For example, using Jolt with the fire quill will not combine to either deal with radiation damage or irradiation proc, even when both the heat and electricity procs occur simultaneously. Because elemental mods are not combined with the quill's element, this weapon synergizes well with condition overload and galvanized shot, allowing players to potentially get up to 9 separate proc types on a target, 3 physical damages, 4 primary elements, and 2 secondary elements. The question now is, does it hit harder compared to other meta guns? Or is it better compared to the normal Hystrix? Compared to the normal Hystrix, it's an upgrade, but for those expecting additional meta in their arsenal, then I think you might get disappointed with the Hystrix Prime, but you might want to stick until the end, as we can still make this pistol fun to use even at high level plays. Right now, whenever a Warframe or a weapon can kill multiple enemies at once, then that is the meta, but who gives a fuck about the meta? And in fact, you can use Hystrix Prime in a Nuke setup to have lots of dumb fun with it. While it's a single target melter pistol, it can be used in nuking with the right build and setup. The build I am using right now for Hystrix Prime is a 4-former build that incorporates critical damage and these galvanized mods. Like I have said earlier, Hystrix Prime is one of those guns that can take full advantage of galvanized shots since it can proc multiple elements in a few seconds. However, I just can't put myself into a scenario wherein I switch from different quill types. Normally, I use either heat and toxin, which I will explain later. In normal circumstances, I can proc about 5 status on this weapon, and that is still good damage boost from galvanized shots. Instead of putting more status mods, I invested on damage and critical, which makes this gun so much better. So why use only toxin and heat, squad leader? It's just a personal preference, but heat does pair very well with viral or corrosive Hystrix Prime build. It can melt enemies in just a matter of seconds, and you don't need to switch to a different quill. How about toxin? Well, this is a very old combo, but only a few Hystrix lover know this. You can actually pair your Hystrix Prime with the mecha mods not just to gain armor, but also to wipe out enemies within 30 meters radius. I'm talking about nuking here. Each time you kill a marked enemy with a status proc while using Hystrix Prime, that status proc will also be dealt to enemies within 30 meters if you have the full mecha mods equipped. The best element for this is toxin. It seems that this element does the most damage to enemies within 30 meters when you kill a marked target. Heat comes second, while the other, both electric and cold, are not as good as the other mentioned elements for this nuke combo. The only problem with this is marking enemies with mecha mods is not reliable, since your doggo will sometimes run around and it's slow on marking targets. Also, it's hard to spot marked targets sometimes in real missions, especially in steel path levels, and the worst part is, your dog is very squishy. The best survivability you can give is invisibility, but one wrong move or when the invisibility breaks, your dog will be dead, and this hinders you from performing this nuke combo with the Hystrix Prime. If you want to try this pistol, then you can farm the parts from these relics. I have included a video on relic farming in the pinned comment below in case you need one. Or, you might also try your luck and not just win a Hystrix Prime, but all the things included in the Cora Prime Access. I'm giving away a top tier Cora Prime Access Strangle Dome pack, and to enter, simply click the link I have in the pinned comment below. Good luck to all the participants. Thank you so much for watching. Squad leader signing off.